From downtown Scranton, this is Northeast Current. WQPX invites you to join us as we explore public affairs, current events, and arts and culture in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Now, let's meet today's guests on Northeast Current.
Good morning and welcome into Northeast Current on ION TV. I'm Kate Moss, and today we are with Cynthia Post Mitchell. She is the CEO of Rich Soil, and she'll explain why. Welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Kate. Thanks for inviting me.
And I don't know a lot about your doll because I wanted to find out everything on air, and I have an education background as well. So tell us about this CDO of Rich Soil.
Well, it's a big story. I write children's books, and I write children's books basing it on a garden. I like flowers in a garden. They all are different, but when you look at them from afar, they look beautiful. Some flowers are big with big smells, other flowers group together. So my stories are about Carrie Flower, a particular sunflower that grew up in the garden. And it was, I will explain later on in the interview, we snowballed and our organization grew and we started Rich Soil. And
wow.
Yeah.
Who is we?
Oh, well, I have a nonprofit. It was approved in 2009, and I have a board of directors that have helped me create Rich Soil, which is a public relations and marketing opportunity for a national company to join forces with us to help spread positive, healthy lifestyle throughout communities of their demographics.
Right, because the flowers in the garden, they don't look at another flower and say, you're purple.
No,
or,
no, they
right.
don't. Or look at that big smell, or they're grouping together and talking about me.
Right. Now, do you have an education background? Were you a teacher?
I have a human service background. So, but you know, more of my life experience has come from my life, you know, my actual life. I was married, and I had the opportunity, and I say opportunity, to go to Al-anon. Al-anon taught me so much of my fundamental new beginnings in my adult world. And it was a great advantage to have that education raising my children, because I realized up until maybe my mid-20s that I lived my life as a victim. And I put myself in situations that I didn't realize it, but I was being a victim. So Al-anon taught me how not to be a victim and to take ownership of who I was.
What is Al-anon?
Al-anon is a family program for people that are suffering from drug or alcohol abuse, and they're in AA, and it's a family program.
Okay.
So that was one of my life great lessons. And then being a single parent and divorced, that was another great life lesson I realized about being different, being alienated. It's not the way my parents grew up. My parents were married. So that was an adjustment. In my mindset, I never thought I was going to be divorced. And then I got breast cancer.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. And that was a whole new experience for me.
Wow. I was going to say you could write a book about yourself.
I could. Maybe I will after when I'm finished writing. I love writing books about other people because all my books are based on true stories.
Are they children's books?
They are children's books. Would you like to meet Carrie Flower?
I would love to meet Carrie Flower.
Well, I just so happen to bring her, and we're hiding her over here.
Did you make Carrie Flower?
I didn't. Initially, the Amish made Carrie Flower for me.
Oh my goodness.
And now we are lucky enough to have a woman in Wilkes-Barre that she hand makes the doll, because I find it important to, you know, our program's all about uniting communities back together, not only taking responsibility for yourself, but taking responsibility for your neighbors. So that's why I have Carrie Flower made in my neighborhood.
You designed her?
Well, I had a person that helped me, and we designed her. And see, her brown shoes represent the roots, and her legs, and you know, she really is supposed to be neutral. She's in a neutral outfit. She could be a girl or a boy. You know, people have a tendency to call her a girl. And there's a story behind her, why she was created, but here's Meet Carrie Flower, and Meet Carrie Flower talks about all the healthy things that you can do in a lifestyle, eat right, exercise, rest, read, study, practice your piano or sports. And then Carrie Flower goes to camp. Most of this upside down. Carrie Flower goes to camp.
Cute.
And that's about all the different flowers. And she went to camp and she was judgmental about all those flowers.
Wow.
But you see at the end
It
of camp.
changed her.
Yeah. And then Carrie Flower went to the hospital. And she also met flowers that were missing petals.
Aww.
And that lean on one another. And she realized they were pretty special too.
Wow. Are they the only books that you've written so far, the 3?
I have other books, but they're the only 3 published. I've met other manuscripts right now.
Can I see one of the books?
Sure.
I'd love to see these. Having an education background, this is like totally up my alley. So describe to us, Carrie Flower, a little bit more in detail. Why the pink? Why the blue? Why the colors you said neutral?
Right, because I wanted both sexes to be able to identify with her, you know. Well, I will tell you that Carrie Flower, because all sunflowers are uniquely different, and so are people all uniquely different. Each time they're made a little bit different. The Amish, for instance, wouldn't put a complete smile on the doll because they said that that's...
I didn't know that.
Yes, they would not. People don't smile all the time. Although a part of our program is about smiling. You know, it is about not being the victim. You know, it's really easy in life to say, oh, I'm stuck here. I can't, you know, my parents won't let me, or you'll never make that. We don't have enough money. But, you know, if we could inspire children to really find their deep power and passion within them and to practice it and be who they were created to be, I think we'd have a lot healthier and happier children. You know, a lot of times we're doing things for them and we're not allowing them to find their own path. And then when they're 18, we ask a child, what do you want to do? And they say, I don't know. Well, have we really allowed them to find their inner passion? Have we really allowed them to fall down and get back up? Because through falling down and getting back up is when you really, truly find out who you are. You know, and I think it's unfortunate, you know, raising my own children, I wanted my children to do things that I wanted for them, my ideal. But, you know, none of my children really did what I ideally thought that they should have done, would have been perfect for them, that would have fit my image. Luckily, through my training, I realized that I had to let go of that because that's how they were going to grow to be who they were supposed to be.
So Carrie Flower is teaching life lessons, big life lessons, to little kids.
To little kids. And you know what else? Through our program, because we don't want to limit it just through little kids, we go to the colleges and we try to, we get interns. Not try, we do get interns. And the interns, in return, we teach the interns our basic principles about finding your passion. Half the interns that we talk to are so interested in learning more that we work with the interns about, it's hard to be a bully once you get to know somebody. Once you get to know somebody and really truly understand them, it's hard to be mean to them because you understand what they're about. And I think that if we, instead of stress the negative, try to stress the positive, the advantages of getting to know someone, I think we'd see an end in bullying and people being afraid of people that are different. And
that's a huge lesson.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And that's more of it. So we work with the college students about that, and then we reinforce the learning by letting them go out to the nursery schools and teach. We give them the doll and the books, and they go out to the school, the daycare centers, and they teach the program. And it's amazing. When they walk away, they get a gift also. And so we're spreading our words more, and then hopefully the take home, you know, maybe it plants the seed. We worked with Head Start and the Luzerne County Head Start, and they have a lot of these principles in practice already. But, you know, just to reinforce it, it's a lot of fun and it's really beneficial.
So where could people find these books?
Well, right now we can find them online. They are at Barnes & Noble, but they're you have to they're not on a shelf at Barnes & Noble. So
You have to order them?
Right, yes.
So what's your goal with Carrie Flower? And actually, how long did it take you to develop the idea of Carrie Flower, and when was she born? When did she start growing?
All right, I'll tell you. So after I had cancer, I was depressed and depleted. I mean, I had been on boards for the American Cancer Society. I had a public relation and marketing job for the medical community. I was pretty engaged in life. One of my best friends had passed away of cancer, and I kept such a positive face on during the whole treatment, but afterwards I found myself sick and depressed. The medicine really bothered my liver. I was not a happy camper, and I knew I needed to get better, but I didn't want to get better through drugs and medication, because I felt like that was just making me worse. So I joined, I went to a life coach class because I wanted a life coach, and I heard about it, and it was new around here, so I thought I'll go learn about it. And I was so addicted, I went to all the classes and finished the course. And in that, I learned about this leadership group. So I went to this leadership group in San Francisco, and that was a year-long program. I went back and forth. And it was there that there was a girl in my leadership group with the name of Carrie Flower, and she was from England. And she, when asked about leadership, what she thought leadership was, said that leadership was dropping seeds along the way, and I was judgmental and thought, oh, I don't know what she's doing. But the more I realized and more I thought about it, I thought her answers were very profound. So I told her, I said, Carrie Flower, you inspire me. And she said, then you need to write a children's book about me and make me a sunflower. So I did on the way home. And then I brought it back to camp in between leadership. I called it camp, but it wasn't really camp, far from it. But then they said, write a book about going to camp. So the first two books are really about Carrie Flower. And the second book is about going to my leadership group and myself being judgmental. And then the third book is about my daughter, who's the illustrator in the books. It's about her little niece. She was born and really had struggled to live. And she ended up having cerebral palsy, but her parents went through a lot. They're great parents. And I wrote the book about Kate.
Wow. So these are all inspired by somebody you met along your journey.
That's right. That's correct.
Are you still in contact with Carrie Flower?
I am. I talk to Carrie Flower all the time. She's going to come back soon. She's very proud of Carrie Flower. She told me I had to change her name because I called her at the beginning. My first book was Carrie Flower. She said, no, you have to make her your own character.
And so, Carrie Flower was born.
Right, right. True.
When we come back, I would love if you could read us a little bit of one of your books.
Oh, okay.
That would be great.
All right. Thank you.
And we will be right back. You're watching Northeast Current on ION TV. I'm Kate Moss. See you soon.
You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me always be with you. Come, let me love you, come love me again.
Welcome back into Northeast Current on ION TV. My name is Kate Moss, and we're here with Cynthia Post, who created the most adorable Carrie Flowers. And is the seed EO of Rich Soil. So tell me, where did the name Rich Soil come from? How did that concept come up?
Well, as I was telling you before, we have a board of directors, and we wanted to make this an opportunity for a national company to brand or sponsor our organization. And we didn't think that Carrie Flower would be as big of a name as Rich Soil, because Rich Soil encompasses so much more than just one flower. It encompasses the whole
garden.
the
Yeah.
whole garden. So, and we really wanted to make this a national branding opportunity, because you know how companies right now are looking for organizations to partner with to improve their image, company image.
And we were talking about getting the whole entire community involved. This isn't just, it looks like it's for little kids, but it goes so beyond that. How does it do that? How does it go beyond that?
So if a company was to sponsor our program, we would go into their demographic area, and we would first of all go to the theater group and ask the theater group if they would take on this responsibility. We'd ask them to cast 7 characters, children between the ages of 10 and 14, to be the cast of Carrie Flower. And we have skits and we have plays that they would do rehearsal and teach them. And then we would go out into the community, do live presentations, maybe at a fine arts festival, or go to a VA hospital or rehabilitation center, nursing home, and inspire people that feel stuck to do more in their ability to do more.
And I think something that people need to realize is that you're a nonprofit. You're not making any money. You're giving back by doing this.
I'm totally giving back.
Why are you giving back?
Because I realize that my happiness isn't about how much money I have. My happiness is about finding my passion and developing. And I know that helping somebody achieve what they're good at is such a great feeling for me and such a great feeling for them. And I'm really passionate about helping our world. I'm concerned for our world. I'm concerned for our communities. You know, I'm concerned for when people watch the news and it's negative and they feel like they can't do anymore. Well, we can do. We can. You know, I just was in a car accident, and I sat back and was rehabilitating myself, but I was thinking, what can I do? What can not be a victim? You know, move forward, take the opportunity and learn from it.
Would you read us some of
Sure.
Carrie Flower Goes to Camp?
Sure. I'll start with this page. I don't have my glasses on, but I'll be all right. Everything is packed inside my bag. I have my name right here on my tag. At first, I won't know anyone I meet. At the bus, where will I find my seat? When I arrive at camp, I'm shocked to see the other flowers look different from me. Is this really where I want to be? Camp counselor Mary Wildflower calls my name. Carrie Flower, come join the game. We call out the flowers we are, but I must say their smells are quite bizarre. One white and yellow flower, Nancy Daisy, is sitting still, and I think she's lazy. Another bright red bloom named Ruthie Rose is blushing and keeps looking at her toes. Calla says she's a pretty lily. I think she's just pretty silly. Some other plants have come to camp for fun. Big John, the bright green lettuce head, is one. The children always laugh at that. A lettuce head won't go to camp, but they will accept a flower. I don't know why. And Jason, a tomato type called Cherry, is told by Mary to sit next to Carrie. Strawberry Brian has hair that's green. He looks to me as if he's really mean. Then I will go down here. After camp, she finds that she's not judgmental. We learned a special dance one afternoon. Strawberry Brian learned the special tune. Camp is getting to be so much fun. I'll be sad to leave when it is done. And she thought Strawberry Brian was me, and he's dancing.
And he's nice.
Yeah, and he's nice. Mary Wildflower takes our picture, and I must say, we plants and flowers make a beautiful bouquet. I love that.
That's beautiful.
And getting back to the metaphor, we as people look beautiful too, with all our differences. Ruthie Rose is my newest best friend and says hi. We're off to play, so I must say goodbye.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Imagine if you had a national company come to you and run with this idea with you. It's limitless, really.
Oh, it really is, and it's limitless to them because it's bringing reality to a community, reality TV to a community, and we're taking the characters from the community and putting them as the stars, because who are the stars of the community? The residents, the people that live there. So it's putting them in the limelight and showing them, not just telling them, but showing them how they can get up and get involved and get outside of their box. So I think it would be a great opportunity for a national company to partner with us.
I do too. One question that I do have, when was Carrie Flower born? What year was she born? How long ago?
2008 is when I first went to my leadership. So maybe 2009 I would say that was when I...
Do you think you're going to branch out and maybe make dolls of the other characters someday?
Absolutely.
Yeah? I want to see the lettuce guy.
Oh, actually we have a little lettuce head. We have a lettuce head in all of the characters, so hopefully they'll be coming very soon. I'm trying to save it for that national company.
That's a good place to save it, really. I mean, the concept is so unique, and being in education as long as I have, I've never seen anything like this before, but it makes so much sense.
It's so simple,
really does.
Isn't it? And you know what? Without even evaluation forms, I have children that played the parts, and it's amazing. I've never sat down with the children and said, now you have to eat healthy, you have to exercise, you have to be kind to people. But always through doing the skits, they come back and said, guess what I did today? I helped so-and-so carry books, and I went and learned about somebody that I was afraid of. It just makes me feel really great.
I love it.
I wish we could keep that practice. You know, being happy is contagious just as much as fear. So if we start spreading happiness and sunshine and kindness, that's just as contagious. We can deflate the news.
Sometimes in the morning I don't even put it on.
I know.
I put on something else completely.
Because it brings you down.
It does. It
it's
definitely
hard.
can. But Carrie Flower can grow and bring you up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Children go through so many different things. They go to camp, they meet new people, they don't know how to act. They go to a hospital and don't know what to do with the people that are sick.
Right. So, you know, my really good friend that I told you passed away from cancer, she was vivacious. She had a great personality. And she would become furious with people because in the grocery store, when they would see her after she had cancer, they would go the other way. And I would say, Donna, it's only because they don't know what to say. And she said, it's rude. It's absolutely rude. It's, you know, I mean, I feel like I have leprosy. So then when I had cancer, you know, I would take my cart and I would watch people go away. So I'd take my cart and go over and say, I have cancer and I've done this, and you could tell they're that was not good. So that was another very important part that I wanted to write in my writings and address, and that's really what I talked to children about. I talked about bullying, but also it's really important to know that if you're afraid of somebody, in a wheelchair, or if they're, so to speak, missing pedals or seem to be struggling, go over and ask them, you know, how about their situation. Can you help? You know, what do they need? Because in finding that, you don't have to be a miracle worker. You don't have to know what they need. There again, we're allowing them, just because they're in a wheelchair doesn't mean they're not resourceful of what their needs are. And it's touching their heart. You know, when I'm doing readings, the children are so much more able to open up than adults. And we get into great stories with that. Children go to the hospital, that Carrie Flower goes to the hospital. Little children say, well, my grandfather was in the hospital and he died, but we haven't talked about it, and I'm really sad. Or, and we get into those conversations. Isn't it sad that we're limiting children, not even meaning to? We have so much going on, or we're so busy that we forget to talk to them about, yes, my little friend Kate is sick, and why is she sick? And how can I be friends with her? She still needs friends. And how do you be friends? And that we're not, you and I are not the experts in that. The person that's sick is the expert. The person that is different is the expert in it. And I think that's another myth that we have. Well, we have to be know-it-alls of knowing what's best for that person. Understanding people is what's best, and asking them, allowing them the dignity to tell us what they need.
They're lessons like you would never think of teaching a child how to deal with someone that's different, that looks different, that's different because they're sick. And that is something that they should know. And I think a lot of parents are afraid to bridge that, or to bring up that subject and to talk to their children. So Carrie's doing it all. Right,
that's true. You know, my daughter was with my grandson in the car, and they were talking about Carrie Flower, the whole garden. And the one little, and it's probably because they were talking about the flowers, the one little child said to the other little child, oh, so that explains why your eyes are kind of funny shaped. And the other little kid says, oh, my eyes are funny shaped because my mom's eyes are like that. And the kid goes, oh, really? Why's your mom's eyes like that? But it was a great conversation. You know, we think we can't talk about it, but you know, they broke down walls right there in that car.
They did.
That other children probably are like, why are they different?
Yeah.
Why are they looking?
Naivete is not always a good thing.
No,
it's really not.
No, I always keep saying, bring the elephant out in the living room. You know, just bring it out. Ask.
Carrie Flower, where could they find information on your nonprofit, on Carrie, and on your books?
Well, we have a nonprofit. We have a website, www.carrieflower.com. And we are, in the very near future, starting a new website, Rich Soil, for Rich Soil. So that will be, but that will be on the Carrie Flower website too.
Okay.
Or you can contact me, and all my contact information's there.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me.
This was a fun half hour.
Thank
I was
you.
so excited about this.
I'll have to come out and meet your children.
You will. And thank you as well for watching this morning. It's Northeast Current on ION TV. We'll see you again next week. Oh, I love Princess Diana. Did you balance the white? By the magic of radio.
Because we're a nonprofit.
Go on, Ellen. Those people seem to be all about money. She's Miss Producer right now.
Yeah, I
know. She's your baby.
Okay.
I've been up since 4 o'clock. I love that. It is so cute. Well, okay. Children go. Let me start the